Howdy folks, welcome to episode 32. So when we left off last time I was finishing up the columns and I got all of those done. As you can see here, this is the top floor obviously with the giant hole in the roof. But anyway, we're going to head down to the A floor, the 10th floor here, and we're going to start painting on the base now. So let me grab the texture and I can put these away, and the color tool, and it always messes me up that the color tool is not colored and the texture tool is. But anyway, we'll grab some oxygen here too, since apparently I didn't grab enough of that last time. Okay, and we'll get started here. So what I want to do is come up with a basic template for each floor and then obviously, you know, copy it to each floor kind of thing. And so what I wanted to go in mostly greens and blues, and I want to figure out which textures will work well for this thing. So, you know, I'm looking at like different textures here, and some of these, like this one, you can't paint it, it's white. It's just, that's too bad. If you don't like it, it's white. You can't make it red, etc., etc. So yeah, so you're kind of stuck with some of these textures, you're stuck with colors, and I think all of these are monocolor, and then these ones I think you can paint and stuff. So I'm going to try out different things, and we're going to try them out together and see what looks good. And I think that looks good for the columns. And great, I'm not going to be able to reach the ceiling, and I don't plan on painting with the drone any more than I have to, because like with this you can move, and when you stop moving the mouse it actually moves, and then the drone, when you move back and forth, it doesn't do that. It's like Mr. Bean watching a ping pong match, you know, it's like so yeah, exactly, you know. Anyway, I'm not going to be using the drone any more than I have to because it's annoying. So, and I'm not sure why they decided to make it that way, but whatever. So something like that for the columns, and then I don't know what all of these are going to look like with that. That's kind of interesting. And I think I can paint these different colors. Bright green, wow, that's obnoxious. And here's a more reasonable green kind of thing there. And so yeah, I could probably do the outside of the thorns right after I say I'm not going to use the drone. That's when I'm using it. So we'll do apply to whole block, and we'll try this, and we'll see, because I am going to have to use the drone for the outside, I think, which is going to be really exciting. And so yeah, we'll basically paint one floor and see what we get, and if we like it, then, or if I like it anyway. If you don't like it, too bad. But yeah, if I like it, I can continue on from there and see what the whole thing looks like. So let's see what else we've got as far as the thorn. Whoops. Let me see what kind of, because a lot of these diagonal things, the textures don't work well when you try to do them. So let's see how these, if they stretch out. Oh, they don't stretch out. That's actually kind of cool. That might work, because I want something that's kind of detail-y and looks all grainy and stuff, especially from a distance. And so this might actually work for the spikes. Might actually be kind of cool. And yeah, and I need to paint that. There we go. Okay, and we'll get this other piece of spike here, because yeah, there's that, and there's this. Let's see, is that the same thing that I just, there. Oh, that's bigger. I don't like that. And that one, it's a little, yeah, it's not dark enough. I kind of like this dark thing so far. That's kind of cool too. See if that one doesn't stretch out, because some of these, they stretch out when you put them on there, like the lights and stuff, unfortunately get all stretched out for some reason. That's actually kind of cool. I like that. It looks very planty. So I think we'll go with that for the spikes. I think that's about perfect. That's about what I was looking for. So we'll go with this on the spikes, and let me finish this off. And we'll get that, and we'll get the color again. There we go. And let's see, we'll go back to these, and we'll get these painted up, and they're nice little colors. And I think actually I'm going to, do they have lights? They have lights. Tell me they have lights. Thank you. And we'll put lights on this one, and we'll probably do that in something other than green. So we're going to do a white on there, and then we'll put our green back on here. Yeah, that looks decent. That should be a decent contrast from this. And let's see, do I want to keep this, or do I want to do something else with that too? So I think I'll do a darker green on this, and then we'll find a texture for it. See what kind of texture we can do. Now there's these lights that might work well, because I kind of, that's the other thing I hate about the drone. You touch something and it spins around and everything. Because I kind of like highlighting the outlines of things with lights. It tends to work fairly well. And let's see if those turn off and then they turn back on. So these aren't very bright when we use the green. Let's see if a different green will work better. See if a brighter green. What about this one? Because the green on it itself isn't that bad. Yeah, that's actually kind of cool. Okay, so we'll do that, and we'll get the same thing on this side. And it may not look that great right now, but you have to see the whole thing put together too. So don't start complaining yet. And we'll get these cleaned up here, and put our not ugly green on here. There we go. And we'll get, so I want to put hallways, and so we need, like, basically down here, we need to get some hallways going and make it look like there's kind of a ring going around. So there's going to be a hallway here, and then there will be coming out of here the same thing. So that's going to be like this. And let's see, man, that jaggedy thing, I shouldn't mention it. I shouldn't mention it, now you see it too. Okay. But yeah, so if this is our walkway, then I need like a ring coming out of it. So going around maybe out here. And how many blocks out is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So like that, maybe like that. Yeah. Okay, so we'll go across 2, and then a diagonal, and then across 2, and then that's that thing. And then we'll fill in these. Okay, so we're going to go across 2, diagonal, and fill in these. Alright. So that's going to be, for the most part, our pattern on the floor. Is that right? Or am I in too far on this one? Yeah, I went too far in. So I need to go here and those two. I don't know how I ended up with that. So we'll turn this back for right now to this and get this going. Okay, so the other thing I need is on the inside here, I need some kind of color and also a neat texture for this. So we want kind of a walkway. That's actually kind of cool. And yeah, actually I like that in the stock color too. I think that looks pretty good. So kind of a tile walkway. And just out of curiosity, we can try these other ones, see if they look better. It's a little too washed out. So is that. And the marble I did on the other one, that's really washed out too. Yeah, I think, what was it, this one? Okay, so this one. And we might even try a different color. Let's see if a darker gray Or can you paint this one? Yeah, darker gray works really well too. And maybe even a black. Yeah, maybe the black. Okay, so yeah, we'll get that going. And then we're going to put the same thing over here. And hopefully this doesn't erase it when I put the texture on. Yeah, it does. Paint the texture first and then do the color, because some of these textures erase the color and some of them don't. I'm not sure what the reasoning is behind that or what the reason is for that, but so we need a texture for this as well. And I don't know, maybe these bricks, now they're going the wrong way. Although I could change those too, but I think more of a, yeah, this kind of thing. Some kind of metallic type blocks here to frame it, or yeah, it needs to be something with some lines on it to frame it. So this, we'll see, whoops, we'll see if this does well. So we'll get this all the way around. And yeah, this probably isn't as exciting as the time lapses, but I wanted to at least show the process that I use to figure out these painting schemes that I do, because I don't think I usually go this much into detail with them. So get that color there again. Okay. And then we can do something like that with these. Maybe put, that doesn't look right. No, that doesn't look right at all. Maybe something like this to make a walkway? I think so. Okay, so 2, 1, 2, and then the diagonals. Or maybe even take out the diagonals. No, it looks better with the diagonals in. Okay, so we'll get these painted. And see, these keep the green. The other ones, the other texture erased the green, this one keeps it. Yeah, I'm not sure what's up with that. But, and we'll paint this. And then I need to get the rest of these columns going. And I think I'm going to keep those in an actual white because I like the way that looks. That is this one. Okay, so we're going to get the columns going. And I might do some of these columns in a different color just to mix it up, but we'll see. I think the white should contrast pretty well with the green. And I'll probably do lights on the side here. Let me finish this up first. And yeah, we'll see if we can put some lights on this side here. So we'll go like this. That looks kind of nice. So yeah, we'll do that. And on this outside as well. There we go. And we'll get this other texture going. Okay. And that's going to be this, I think. And we'll put it in green. And the other thing I need to figure out is the leaves too. So that's going to be interesting. I guess I'm going to have to fly out this hole and figure out the leaves. So and it's erasing my color again. Okay, so we'll apply the whole block and we'll try this again. Okay, that's weird. Do not understand that. Okay, so we'll get that, and I painted the light green too. Okay. So we've got most of that, and we'll try out the outside of the leaves here. So let's go out here, and we'll see what kind of texture we can get on here. And I might do this, or maybe this. Yeah, this seems like it would do well with the green. Could hold a nice solid color, or we can do this too. We could do this on the outside. And so actually, let me turn off the apply to whole block. So try this on the outside. And we'll see. Come on. This is going to be fun, trying to get the edge of the leaf where I can't reach. I might have to punch a hole in the roof or something to get out there and hope that the SI doesn't freak out about it, right? Okay, We'll get this over here. And I should just fly out here with a ship. Probably be faster. Although then I'd walk off the edge, and because this thing does not have a sneak, and it also, when you're running, it skips every once in a while. Are you guys getting motion sickness yet? Alright, so we'll try this, and we'll paint it green. Most of it anyway. So we'll put it in green. And I want to do some, I'll do some decoration on that when I'm done too. But we'll get this going, and we'll get the green going. Come on, green. There we go. So we'll get the rest of this painted up. And get this side. Yeah, that effect is getting annoying. Need to move my player, apparently. Yeah, why don't I go do that? I'm going to move my player over here so that we're not flashing the whole time, hopefully. Hopefully I can get over there without flashing, too. Good, okay. Much better. Much better. I mean, it's still that... the movement is really painful, but at least it's not as bad for you guys to watch. Okay, so we'll get this finished up, and then what I want to do is I want to do, like I did on my first plant base, do like some leaf veins kind of thing. So we'll do a different color here, and we'll come out, and we'll have this branch out here like this, and come all the way down. There we go. And we'll do the same thing on the other side, obviously. There we go. And then we can have this come out and branch out to here, so we can start there and come up this way. Yeah, like that. Okay, so we'll come out this way, diagonal, that way, across, and down there. And maybe even do that. There we go. Okay, so that's got a nice design on it. And it kind of looks like a stick person, actually. But I'm going to leave it for now, and I think we'll also try the sides here. I want to do some lights on the sides, and so I think we only have one choice as far as the high contrast lights. So we're going to do these. So we're going to do a strip of lights all the way up. And we'll go as far as it'll let us. There we go. And we'll come down on this side. And I think we will leave those in white. So they're nice high contrast again with the... And that doesn't repaint. It only repaints when I don't want it to. Okay. And then we'll do something like this for the stalk. And we need some kind of a... Let's see, a metal texture. Or bricks. I don't think bricks would work very well. And I don't like the cement textures. They don't have enough on them. So I think we are maybe looking at this. It's not green enough, though. It's not going to leave enough room to be green. And we'll see about that one and that one. And we'll see what kind of greens we can get out of them. I think when you try the brighter greens, yeah, actually that one, this one here. So we're going to do this green and this texture. So we'll get this going. And we'll bring this up to the top. Bring it around. There we go. And we'll paint it too. Come on. And then I'll get the spike. Whoops, I'll get the spike on this side and we'll see how that looks. And hopefully I didn't unpaint something on the inside that I already did over there. But yeah, we'll do this spike. The spike was which color? Where did that spike go? Here it is. Is that this green or is it a darker one? Let's see. It's a darker one. It's that one. Okay, so it's this green and it's this texture? No, it's not that one. It's That was weird. Oh, it's that one. Okay, I was not looking at the right thing. Okay, and we'll do apply to whole block. And we'll get, whoops. And I'll screw that up. Because drone. And that's why I don't like the drone. It changes, it moves to where you don't want to. Okay, and we'll get this on the outside as well. Because I just want to get a sense of how it's going to look. And then I can paint it all up. So, get the green. There we go. And there. Okay, so, and yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying the creative process here, seeing it in action instead of just, look, I painted, and starting the episode with a time lapse and saying, look, I painted. So we'll see how that looks together from a distance. Here, let me get this. We'll do this again, and this texture up here, and we'll get these two. And I think maybe that would look good like that. And I'm probably gonna have to go on the inside and paint some stuff again, but that's okay. So yeah, we'll go like this, and I like that. I like that. I like the way that looks. I think that's gonna work. And then I'll probably do the lights on this one as well. And I might even change out these blocks for something else to make them stick out or something to increase the contrast. And you can maybe do lights around the outside too, because I want the floors to be highlighted like that. And then I'm going to paint the bottom of this in the same way that I did the top. So I don't think you guys need me to go through that. But yeah, we'll get this painted up and do these, and I'll probably do the windows, which is going to be annoying, but it'll probably be worth it. Let's see if they look better in green, maybe a green to contrast with the white outlines. Let's see if the green works. If we can get rid of that. Yeah, I think that bright green, either the bright green or a white. Yeah, I think this green is probably going to be the best contrast on it. Okay, guys, well, I think that's all the time we're going to have for today. I'm going to finish this up in between episodes, and I will show you how it looks when we come back in episode 33. So join me in episode 33 for that, and I'll probably start on a CV or something for episode 33. So join me then, and we'll see you later. Later.